All right, welcome back. So, Bob Arum says that this step aside stuff for Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury is ridiculous, and asks the question, who's going to pay the money, right? Is this a lot of money to get Deontay Wilder to step aside? But also in saying this, in that same set of interviews that he gave, he also brought up a major issue with the Deontay Wilder-Tyson Fury rematch. He brought it up in a conversation about another fight, but let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back. Tyson Fury is the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And he is set to have a rematch with Deontay Wilder for that belt. It was supposed to happen in October, but because we have all this stuff going on with this virus and the quarantines and the self-containments and borders being cut off in the United States and in the UK and in Europe, different European countries, right? The fight obviously between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, that fight obviously has to be postponed. Now, people in the meantime have been brave. Now, not people with sense, okay? Not people that you should really take seriously. Well, you take everybody seriously, but what they say doesn't make a lot of sense, right? Which is that Deontay Wilder should take step aside money for Tyson Fury, so Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua can fight each other. Now, Bob Arum is asked about that, and Bob Arum says, who's gonna pay the step aside money? It's just not realistic. Obviously, it's not realistic because Deontay Wilder is gonna get like $35-40 million for the next fight. So who is going to pay him enough money to step aside from that? Who is going to pay Manny Pacquiao enough step aside money to not fight Floyd Mayweather Jr. if he had that fight in a rematch clause, right? Who's going to pay that type of money? You can't when there's no other fight that's going to make enough money for you to justify it. And you can't say Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury would be a bigger fight. Okay, say it's a bigger fighter. Say it's a bigger fight. Bigger fight by how much? $10 million? $20 million? $20 million bigger? Okay, so it's $20 million bigger, but you just paid out $40 million out of the bottom line. You'll lose money. You'll lose money on that fight. That money for any type of step aside for Deontay Wilder would have to come out of the purse of Tyson Fury. It would have to come out of the purse of Anthony Joshua. And it would seriously affect, if they did that, Deontay Wilder would get paid more money, more step aside money than either Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury would get for their fight, because it would shrink the value of their fight by whatever you paid Deontay Wilder. So it's not going to happen, okay? It's not going to happen. Now, the thing that got me, though, was in this conversation that Bob Arum had about Manny Pacquiao and Terrence Crawford. It shows a concern that he has to have, because you can say some things, you say a lot of things about Bob Arum, like, he's a crook. He tells a lot of lies. He ignores American fighters trying to sell, search his fantasy dream world of having European fighters be big time in the United States. Whatever. All those things you can say about Bob Arum. One thing you cannot say about Bob Arum is that Bob Arum is stupid. Okay? That man is a very, very, very bright guy. He's a very bright guy who's been in boxing for a very long time, who's put on a lot of fights, and he has a full grasp of the problems that are being caused in boxing because of this because of the situation where all these borders are closed. So when he talks about Manny Pacquiao, he talks about it between Manny Pacquiao and Terrence Crawford and Kell Brook and Terrence Crawford. And he said, here's the problem. Where's the fight going to happen? Because in the UK, because you don't know when they're going to open the borders, right? You don't know when they're going to open the borders, even when, and think about this, even when people get back to normal, right? Get back to normal where you can go to work, you can leave your house, right? Things are getting back to normal, right? Getting back to normal. You're still going to have a lot of safety measures in place at grocery stores. You're still going to have a lot of safety measures out there as far as, washing your hands and gloves and masks. You can expect to see that for a good amount of time, because even when this peak dips off, you're going to be concerned about it picking back up. So there's going to be a lot of security measures in place. And guess what? One of the security measures one of the security measurements that are likely to continue to be in place for a while, that is border control. So Tyson Fury is not a U.S. citizen. He is a citizen of the United Kingdom. He cannot get into the United States. Deontay Wilder is not a citizen of the UK. He's a citizen of the United States. Right now, he can't get over to the UK. And that's just the fighter. What about the trainer? The trainer has to be able to get over there. Tyson Fury can't work out with his trainers in Detroit right now. He can't even work out with his trainer in Detroit right now for the training camps. So how's he going to, the idea that this is going to be a fight that is going to be able to be made that there's going to be a lot of fights going on between people that live in different countries, man, that might stretch. I hope it does not, but that might stretch into 2021, man. That might stretch into 2021. Now, how does that affect? Now, there's two interesting effects from that, like potential. Tyson Fury might have absolutely screwed himself. Because he relinquished his UK boxing license. So if the fight is going to take place, say, for example, if the Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fight is stalled out because people can't come from one country to another, Tyson Fury can say, okay, well, maybe I'll fight Anthony Joshua before I fight Deontay Wilder because we're both, in the UK. Can't do that without a boxing license, Tyson. You can't do that without a boxing license. And if the boxing license he needs is one that's issued by the British Boxing Board of Control. The same big British Boxing Board of Control that is investigating him from tampering with their investigation of his performance enhancing drug violation back in 2015. So it's just a whole lot of messed up for Tyson Fury in this regard. Number one, we don't know how long it's going to be. It's not going to be a step aside. And Deontay Wilder can sue him in the UK too. So he's going to have to fight him, dude. He's going to have to fight him. He's going to have to honor that rematch clause. The only thing that could get him out of that maybe is if they say, look, man, this thing is just taking so long. It's not feasible to make the fight anymore because of this border situation, and Tyson Fury's got to earn a living so he can go on and fight another, he can go fight somebody else. Maybe that could happen and he winds up fighting Anthony Joshua, and because I'm sure you have the same issue, less of an issue, I would suspect, because Kubrat Pulev at least is on the continent, I was going to say the continent of Europe. I should say the peninsula of Europe. Eurasia, right? They're still on the same landmass together, so he can get there more easily. You don't have to fly in. But man, there might be things like 15-day quarantines before you leave type of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot of stuff that can screw up and really prevent that fight, from getting off in the right way. But anyway, it's going to happen, man. I'm looking forward to it, dude. There's actually an interview that came out from Deontay Wilder where Deontay Wilder talked a little bit about the fight. Didn't really say a lot of stuff about it, but it's a good interview. We'll do a video about that. We'll do a video about that a little bit later on today. But Bob Arum is an interesting guy, man. In conclusion, Bob Arum is an interesting guy, man. This is a dude that will tell you that it's like he's either telling you a hard truth or a blatant lie, man. I don't think that Manny Pacquiao is going to fight Terrence Crawford. I think what's going to wind up happening with Terrence Crawford is that Terrence Crawford is going to have to fight. He's going to be put in a situation where dang man, I'm sorry, man. I skipped back to Tyson Fury. I skipped over to Terrence Crawford because all of this top ranked stuff is on my mind, man. Bob Arum is not going to tell you straight up that there might very well be a problem with the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight, but it has to be in his mind because it's the same basic issue that you have with the other fights that he's worried about being made. So you know that he can apply, one rule to multiple sets of facts, right? The fact that because of this virus, the borders are cut off, because the borders cut off, it's going to be difficult to make fights between people from different countries, and those facts apply to that rule applies to Manny Pacquiao, Terrence Crawford. It applies to Kell Brook and Terrence Crawford, but it also applies to Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. It might apply to Anthony Joshua, and it might apply to Anthony Joshua and Kubrat Pulev for all I know. But anyway, it is what it is. You let me know what you think in the comment section, and with that, I'm out. Peace.